Good afternoon from my part too. Well, I'm also going to start by relating to what Anil said in terms of the illusion of control and try to show you that very often we think that some of the best heroes turn out to be the worst villains. A good example is Greenspan. He used to be the hero. Now he's blamed for the big bubble, asset bubble, and the whole recession that he started. So could we start? Most of you probably know Jack Welch and General Electric. Well, Jack Welch started in the middle 80s introducing a new strategy. Let's outsource all of the low-value products and manufacture in developing countries where the cost is lower. Okay? And at this time, it seemed a great idea. And a lot of companies imitate him. For instance, Barbie dolls were produced in China for a couple of dollars, sold in the rest of the world for more than 50. Huge profit margins, a great strategy, right? And it was not the only company. You know very well shoes. Nike, Adidas, all of them were producing shoes in the same factory in Korea, again for a few dollars. They were selling them around the world for more than 50. And they thought that's a great strategy, right? And all of us thought we're teaching them all of these theories in business schools. And we thought that was great. But what happened? What happens? People in developing countries, in India, in China, in Indonesia, they start learning the techniques to produce the same things. And once they knew that, then they can do it on their own. We all know imitation watches. In Switzerland, they cost $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. You could buy one for 50 or 60. And the worst thing is the quality was getting better and better. You all know Asus. Asus was producing the motherboards for practically all laptops. One day they said, why we don't produce our own computer, right? So what we did from the West, we tried to show them and we taught them how to produce quality at very low prices, because there was constant competition who will do the best, who will produce at the lowest price. Then Lenovo said, why we can also become multinationals? And they are becoming multinationals, being bought IBM's personal computers, which, by the way, the United States Congress was objecting to being sold to Lenovo. Then they saw the West, they saw the market being very big, and they start transplanting whole factories. This is a factory in Shanghai producing cars. So very fast then, the Asian countries, in particular China, India, Korea, Japan, not only they reach the size of the West, but they become even more efficient. This flashlight was selling for $125. Now you can buy it for less than 10, being produced by a Chinese company. Asia has tremendous advantages. You know, the cheapest car, the most expensive car, right? Why this thing is happening? Okay, the market is huge. There are huge economies of scale. And all of this gets me back to the initial idea. Well, maybe what we did, subcontracting and outsourcing everything, was not a great idea if you think it after the fact. You know, this is a Chinese company. Build your dreams. They're the leaders in producing electric cars, right? So what's going to happen eventually? The same way that Japan became the leader in high quality cars, the same thing is going to happen in other areas. Okay. Now, if you look at this graph, which was something that we saw even before, in 1900, okay, in 1900, United States and Europe was about 30% of the world population. In 2050, we're going to be 11%. Okay, so there is a power shift, and the most important part of this power shift is that the developing countries, the Asian countries, which are going to be 50% of the world population, they're going to have a lot of young people. And if you educate them well, like Infosys is doing in India, what you're going to get? You're going to get a tremendous competitive advantage. They're going to get a tremendous competitive advantage. And then coming back, it's not only in the existing products, but you see in R&D, which are the most popular countries? where companies go to develop their R&D. And why they go to China and India? Because they are cheaper, because there are a lot of young, well-educated people, and the most important thing is there are motivated people. In Europe, for instance, we have lost our motivation. People don't want to work hard. You know, in France, there are 30 days of working days of vacation, okay? Not even 40 hours a week of working. Here, they work twice as much, okay? So what we're going to see, we're going to see not only a leveling of competition, we're going to see an advantage of competition shifting towards Asia, and we're going to have a very hard time in Europe. So was Jack Welch a hero? Maybe this would have happened anyway, but the fact that he taught everybody, let's manufacture products in Asia, provide the stimulus. People learn very fast, and they realize they can do the same thing that they were doing in the Western companies. So what is the challenge? What is the big challenge now for European leaders? How they can take decisions that Anil was talking, so that we'll be able at least not to be at a disadvantage with Asian countries. For me then, that's the big challenge that we're facing in the West. Thank you.